Thank you so much for being here today. I'm Keaton Slansky. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Seattle Democratic Socialists America. And I'm incredibly proud to gather with you all here today to stand up against the forces of capital and the world's richest man. We've reached a boiling point in this decision to tax Amazon as cities across the country and around the world hold their breath to see what Amazon can get away with here in Seattle. And we gather here today to say that they have gotten away with far too much, and it's time for that to end. Jeff Bezos, let's be clear about this. Jeff Bezos did not become the richest man on the planet through sweat and hard work. He got here by exploiting his massive workforce. Amazon warehouse workers have died on the job. They have to pee in bottles because they can't go on breaks. In Arizona, 1 in 3 Amazon workers have to rely on food stamps, and nationwide, the average wage for an Amazon worker is only $28,000 a year, which is less than $15 an hour. In contrast, Jeff Bezos makes $230,000 a minute. Right now, this tax would extract $20 million a year from Amazon, which Jeff Bezos makes in a little over an hour. We think this is not only extremely reasonable, but it doesn't go far enough. Jeff Bezos doesn't seem to agree. In retaliation, he has threatened a capital strike should the head tax pass. He is holding 7,000 jobs on 2 different construction sites hostage, apparently being unwilling to pay what he makes in over an hour into affordable housing and homelessness services in a year. This is coming directly after he, as Freeman said earlier, publicly stated that he has so much money, he doesn't know what to do with it. He wants to launch most of it into space. And we think he should probably invest it back here on Earth first, because we are still here and we matter. So this tax is only a small step in the right direction toward dismantling the impressive forces of capitalism, which Amazon and Jeff Bezos completely embody. Late-stage capitalism has rendered our democratic process inert if the world's richest man can buy the mayor of a city and shape city policy at the slightest flexing of his muscle. We deserve better than the unbelievable inequality and devastation this system has delivered us time and time again, boom after bust after boom, while the 1% shore away funds and escape unharmed while millions suffer. Us gathering here today represents yet another moment in people across the country realizing the failures and horrors of capitalism. So as I stand here today in front of this public college that I am a student at and going into debt to attend, let's reflect on the class realities we face as citizens living under the shadow of Amazon. Many of the students that I attend this college with are unhoused. 1 in 16 children in Seattle public schools are unhoused. And the capitalist class's solution to this problem is to funnel money into brutal homeless encampment sweeps and backing charter schools to ensure their profit margins stay large. Bill Gates is worth about $93 billion, the second richest man in the world, and has been actively devoting his life to turning education into a private, for-profit industry. The 2 richest people on the entire planet and their companies live in this city. And yet 40 people have died unsheltered on the streets of Seattle in 2018 alone. Students in this school that I go to school with go hungry and unsheltered, and the free market is swiftly rendering this city unlivable for the working class. And it is time for that to end. It is time for us to show the capitalists what happens when they wreak havoc on the working class without a second thought, when they destroy a city and get away with paying nothing back into it. So today we stand up to the capitalists and demand a swift redistribution of their wealth to alleviate those most suffering. And if we don't happen to win a legislative victory with this EHT, we will take it by force. Because as we know, our power is in each other, the workers. We do not need the bosses, you guys. The bosses need us. So as we experience this second Gilded Age here in Seattle, let us remember that it was called the Gilded Age because only the top 1% was gold, covering up a thinly veiled undercurrent of brutal exploitation and class struggle. It is time for workers to bring that class struggle back into the light. We have a world to win, and Jeff Bezos is a great place to start. Solidarity.